Reefer 250, RedSea. This is post reset, complete system reset, change of salt. This tank's now been going for about 6 months, I think it is. I've used what I said I was going to use, which is Aquaforest probiotic reef salt. I think I've got through about 20 kilograms of that. Several 100 litres have been changed of this tank now over the past month and a half, 2 months, around that sort of time period, and I've not seen any, all algae that's been dying off has stayed away. I've not seen anything come back. As I've said before, I only ever clean the front glass, as you can tell. That's pretty rinky-dinky, so I think I probably will just clean that, because at the end of the day, I am going to get more cleanup crew, you know, snails and detrivores and all that sort of stuff, but they're not going to clean any of that. Well, they'll eat some of it, but it's not, they ain't going to make it go away. They'll do the rocks, but I think I'm going to step in and do that. About the last month, 3 weeks to a month, the coralline algae has really exploded again. I think that's also down to the fact that I've completely changed salt. I've completely changed the entire system over. Phosphates at 0.2, I believe it was. I think the last time I checked it. I always say all your tests are sort of approximate. They're thereabouts. Nothing's that accurate, but tests say 0.2 anyway. Phosphates, NO3 is around 5 parts per million. My salinity's been exactly where I want it. Every time I test, it just stays where I want it. And temperature, again, staying pretty stable, although we are having a real, you know, we're just sort of getting into the summer now here, so I might still invest in a little aquarium fan either way, just, you know, safety measure. Alkalinity is staying at 8.3. It's the exact same level every day. So, you know, things are finally starting to look up for this tank a bit. In fact, there's even some frags that I bought early on, too early on in fact, that I thought had died off and are actually in fact making a comeback. Super tiny, but nevertheless, you know, they are coming back. I've got some zoas that are multiplying now, whereas I've only ever had single heads. My interstellar shroom, that's multiplying. I've got an acan that's coming back, which I'm glad, because I spent a lot of money on that. What else? I've got a goniopora that's coming back, 2 goniopora that's coming back. Yeah. And I'm so lucky that I've even got a couple of Amtasia that are knocking them out. All my snails are growing. In fact, they're breeding. Fish are growing. Yeah, so looking good. Purple tank's freaking out a bit for some reason. But yeah, so based on the fact that all my parameters have sort of stayed real stable, I've gone ahead and bought a bunch of coral. Not only that, I've actually bought a bunch of SBS, so I'm going to have a crack at that. As I've always said in the past, that's the 3 years I've had this tank, that's always been the intention, was to have an SBS tank, because this aquarium now is only the penultimate, and like the aquarium that I plan to get is quite a sizable thing. I always bounce around really with like the dimensions of it and everything, but it's, let's just say, it's going to be a big tank. It's going to be, you know, the actual water volume of the tank itself is going to be 500 plus gallon, so you know, it's only going to be upwards of that. I've not been I've been a bit shit with uploading and filming and stuff like that. I've done quite a few videos, but my videos are crap at the best of times, but these have been like truly appalling, so I've just not bothered uploading. However this turns out, I'm going to upload it, whatever the state, but anyway, I've been quite busy with building regulations and planning permission and architects and stuff like that, so all of that sort of stuff's underway, and we can get some of the real big projects going then. All this is fairly, I think, you know, I'm being told I'm doing everything pretty quick, but I still feel like it's all dragging. But yeah, I mean, I'm starting to get a bit happier with this tank now that, you know, since my tests are reading okay anyway. I'm going to give it another month-ish, maybe a couple of weeks, we'll see, and we'll let it settle a bit better, and then I'm going to send off for another ICP test, and we'll see if looks a bit better than previous. I just want to clarify as well that I ripped on the salt I used previously, which I've told everyone's RedSea Coral Pro. I have used it in the past, and I have had a good looking tank while using that type of salt. I do think it's just this particular batch was shit, so I don't want anyone to be thinking don't go and buy it. I am a fan of RedSea. In fact, they've just brought out a lot of new equipment, so see what's out for the next build. And yeah, but for the time being, I'm going to stick to Aquaforest though in terms of salt, because yeah, I am at the minute. I am really happy with it, honestly. I haven't heard a bad rep by them either. I haven't heard a person give it a thumbs down or anything, so yeah. The next stages, cleanup crew, still on the lookout for more fish if anyone's got any suggestions. However, that purple tank's savage, so yeah, it's going to be difficult. And yeah, so fish, coral, and cleanup crew. That's the next big things that's going to be happening. Now that I've got, as long as I can keep persistent with the condition of the water now, clean everything up a little bit myself, as I said, we can start actually putting things in this tank now, and it won't look too bare. So yeah, see you on the next one.